Reminder that the meeting is being recorded for the purposes of getting the minutes. Is there any public comment at this time? Hearing none, we can move on to the approval of the April 14th minutes. Do I hear a motion to approve the April minutes?
This is Alan. I so move.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Tom, second.
All right, any further discussion or corrections, edits? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the April minutes, say aye.
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 Any nays? Okay, the ayes have it. So we can move on to the payment of the bills and the treasurer's report. Brandy.
Yes, so the report is going to run from April 1st to April 30th of 2021. Operating expenses totaled $10,636.32. The operating account income revenue totaled $1,283.05. And the operating expense account balance as of April 30th is $496,963.15.
Hey, thanks, Brandy. Any questions for Brandy?
Just a point of clarification, we weren't able to send the reports out last week with the other board report correspondence, but I think that went out this morning via email to all the directors. Is that correct, Brandy? That went out today?
That is correct.
Okay.
If anybody needs a hard copy, I can follow up with a hard copy. Just let me know.
Okay, thanks, Brandy. At this time, do we have a motion to pay the bills and file the treasurer's report for audit?
Tom, so move.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that. Messina.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Any nays? Okay, the ayes have it. Correspondence. Correspondence this month, Jim.
Yep, I do have two things. If you pardon me just one moment, Rob.
Oh, sure.
Okay, sorry about that. I do have two items of correspondence. The first is we received a letter from Charlene Shupp Espenshade, who is the executive director of the Pennsylvania Friends of Agriculture Foundation. She is writing to thank us for our $250 gift to the Pennsylvania Friends of Agricultural Foundation for the Ag Institute. So I wanted to share that with the board. And the other item we received, I got an email from Brenda Shambaugh at the Pennsylvania Association of Conservation Districts. This came on May 3rd. She was writing to let us know that the PA House of Representatives may be considering House Bill 139. It says this week, but that was last week. This bill is legislation that establishes a program required to require the review of permit applications by private contractors for applications that have been, quote, delayed, eliminating agency review of permit applications on behalf of the public and adding more state bureaucracy and cost to the taxpayers. There's concern from PACD because this legislation has no conflict of interest provisions that would prohibit third-party reviewers from reviewing their own permit applications. It sets a standard 30-day window for agency review of applications, which eliminates the ability of the public to comment on permit applications required by other state and federal laws. Additionally, the bill lacks deadline for review and decision by third-party reviewers. Since that happened, Rob, we actually got a follow-up email indicating that the House, I think, did act on and approve that House bill and it's been sent to the Senate. So she's now asking us to send any correspondence we have about this legislation to our senators. She said it passed the House by a vote of 113 to 88. So I wanted to share that. I think this topic has come up multiple times in the past. I know there was similar legislation last year that I don't think ever passed, and this just seems to be the latest round of that. So I want to share that with the board. You know, if the board wishes, I'd be happy to send, you know, they sent us a template letter for us to send to our legislators. I'd be happy to send that out if the board wishes.
Okay, any discussion by the board? Questions for Jim? Thoughts on the idea of sending a letter supporting PACD's request, opposing that bill? I assume that's what the letter says, Jim, right?
It does. It's only a few paragraphs. I can read it for you real quick if you'd like.
Sure.
The Center County Conservation District opposes House Bill 139 and any legislation allowing third-party permit reviews. This bill establishes a program to require the review of permit applications by private contractors for applications that have been, quote, delayed, eliminating agency review of permit applications on behalf of the public, adding more state bureaucracy and costs to taxpayers. The legislation does not include any conflict of interest provisions that would prohibit third-party permit reviewer from reviewing their own permit applications. Currently, to avoid conflict of interest, many federal permit programs prohibit third-party private consultants from permit review and approval. This bill sets a standard 30-day window for agency review of permit applications, which eliminates the ability of the public to comment on permit applications required by other state and federal laws. Additionally, the bill lacks any deadline for a review and decision by a third-party permit reviewer on applications. Our overall concern is that the passage of this bill will hinder the permit review process, resulting in permit approval delays. The bill would create potential for permits that are below state standards and would allow the same private firms who develop the permit application to be the reviewer of those permit applications. Please consider joining the Center County Conservation District in our opposition to this bill. Thank you for your consideration.
Thoughts from other directors? I mean, I think that it's probably worthy of us to support the opposition to this bill. You know, given that it places, you know, permit reviews in the hands of private third parties, when currently it's not really a system that's broken.
Yeah, I just have one question, Jim. So does this mean that the third parties, is this after the 30-day period that they're allowed to do that, or is this they can do it anytime they want to review their own?
I'm not 100% certain of that, Alan. I didn't actually get a chance to read through the actual bill, but they reference that this applies to applications that have been delayed. So it sounds to me like
Okay.
it's after some other trigger happens, and it might be time
Right.
related, is what it sounds like. Yes.
Okay. I agree with Rob, though. I think we should. Are you looking for all the board members, or is this just going to come right from the Center County Board that we're going to contact our senators?
I would probably recommend both. I'd be happy to send this letter template on behalf of the board. But if you wanted to also contact your senator, that would probably not be a bad idea either.
No, if you want to send a copy to me, each of the directors here, but I probably would do that individually also as a farmer. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be glad to send it individually as well. So go ahead and do that. But at this time, we could entertain a motion for the board to send an individual letter as well.
I'll make that motion, Rob.
Okay. Is there a second?
Tom, second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Any nays? Okay, hearing none, the ayes have it. And yeah, send that letter to us as well.
I will get every director, email them a copy of the letter so they have that for reference.
Okay, great. No other correspondence?
That's it for correspondence.
Okay, great, thanks. Any staff presentations at this time?
We do not have a presentation tonight.
Okay, moving right along. A few things under old business. The first of which is the season sale update.
Actually, Rob, if you don't mind me shuffling things around just a little bit, could we do item B, County Envirothon first?
Sure.
Okay. I think Justin's has some time constraints and I wanted him to fill us in there. Are you there, Justin?
I am. Thanks, Jim.
Okay. Yep, sure.
And yeah, I thought it might be nice to use some visuals for this, so maybe we can consider this a de facto presentation. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to share my screen with everybody.
Okay, yep, very good.
You working?
Not yet.
No.
Nah.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Let me get this stuff. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the 2021 Center County Envirothon. As I think, in my board report, and Jim's been kind of filling you guys in, it was a tough go this year round. But we did have 4 teams compete. And as you can see on the screen here, these are the results of the County Envirothon. Unfortunately, Jade Thompson, the advisor for Bald Eagle, wasn't in the day they took the couple days that the kids took the test, so we weren't sure exactly what happened with Bald Eagle 2. As you can see there, they didn't submit 3 of their tests. They didn't really put up any kind of an argument or anything about it, so we were very clear along the way. The methodology and the need to submit within the timed amount for each test. So that's just the way the cookie crumbled there. So just quickly going over results, you can see highlighted in yellow the winners for each respective test. So Bald Eagle took both aquatics and forestry. Penns Valley won the soils, and then we had actually a tie in wildlife. That was kind of funny. There was, I believe, 2 tiebreakers built in, and they both missed both the tiebreakers. So we had to go to Laurel for a 3rd tiebreaker, sort of an unbiased, just kind of pick a question, and it ended up Penns Valley won that one. And then CPI won a category as well. They won the current issue, and the rankings there you see on the far right. So Bald Eagle finished top, Penns Valley in a close second, then CPI, and then Bald Eagle 2. They finished 4th. Their other scores, aquatics was fairly decent, and then it looks like they kind of just started to fizzle out. But at any rate, you can see again, I sort of have it broken down in the table below there, who won each respective test. So then just a little visual we had, I think we put it on some of our social media. You see here's 4 of the 5 students. I believe it was an all senior group. One of the kids just wasn't able to be in the photograph. So that was nice. They were willing to send that and send, nowadays we need a waiver to, post photographs of somebody under 18. So they took care of all that for us. And then we haven't posted this one either officially, but Penns Valley was also nice enough to send a sort of an action photo here. So I was very grateful for that. And lastly, I just wanted to mention the format this year, due to it being online, that what they did was they took the top 15 finishers for the written parts of the state exam, and those 15 went on to do that final oral component that some of you veterans are familiar with. And unfortunately our team didn't make it, but just FYI, here's a lowdown of the top 15 teams. And that's it in a nutshell. If anyone had any questions, I'm welcome to entertain those. But
Justin, one thing I was wondering about when you had the station scores up, the sense I'm getting is the scores are overall a little bit lower than normal. Is that your sense of that as well? And I wonder if the test was maybe a little more challenging in this different
yeah,
format.
Right. You had mentioned that, and I would tend to agree with you. I haven't really kind of gone back and looked over the years, how it stacks up, but
Yeah.
I'm sure just this different format and, maybe the nature of the questions was just a little different and presented a challenge. So
Okay.
it's a little
Yeah,
bit
I
of-
don't know that it matters. It's just something that kind of caught my attention. I was just curious about that.
Right. Yeah, I think you're right. It's just kind of a oddball year, but I'm just glad we had some teams to kind of bridge the gap, and hopefully next year we get back to the traditional method and out at Bald Eagle State Park. So, all right. Well, thank you for your time.
Okay, thanks, Justin. Hey, Justin, while you're here, I don't know when you need to leave. Do you have anything else to report related to your monthly report?
I don't really have anything else to add. Rob, thanks for
Okay.
asking. This was keeping me busy the last month or so. So, yeah, that's kind of all I have to say for this evening. But
Okay,
thank you.
all right, thanks. If there are no questions about the Envirothon, the county Envirothon, we can move on to the seedling sale update.
Yeah, can I start, Jim?
Yes, please do.
So I think overall, our seedling sale, the distribution, having it at the Lions Club went fairly well this year. The financial update as far as the seedling sale goes, seedlings that we sold this year, 2,780. The fruit trees that we sold this year was 114, so a little bit less than 2,900 total trees. The sales were about $739. $7,039. The expenses were $4,078. So we profited around $2,960, and that was about a 900 difference in comparison, because we didn't have a seedling sale in 2020 officially. It got canceled in 2019. It was around $2,089. So it was about a $900 increase in profit. Now our seedlings, I just want to point out that they were way smaller this year. We did have some complaints coming in, just that how small the seedlings were. Our order did not go in really any different. It was sent in. We reserved about the same time. It wasn't very, many days off from how we ordered before. I just think that a lot of the other districts are getting their seedling sales in really order and reserving their information or their trees earlier, and getting their information to the actual nurseries. So I don't know if there's something we want to do differently next year, but that's kind of the update for this year.
Yeah, one thing I will add, there's been a lot of discussion about seedling sales with many of the other conservation districts. All of them seem to have seen increased numbers this year, and there's been lots of supply problems. A lot of districts were having trouble getting what they ordered, and even other districts that got from the same supplier we were not in some cases able to get all of what they ordered. So as far as supply is concerned, we actually seem to be pretty lucky. We were able to get what we had ordered, and it all came through okay. Some districts weren't so fortunate, and there's some other major nurseries in Pennsylvania that some other counties are using that they had even worse problems with, it sounds like. So seems like it was a tough year all around, but overall, I think we made out fairly well.
Okay, thanks. Any questions for Brandy or Jim? Okay, hearing none, we can move on to the temporary intern position.
Yep, we've been working over the last month or so on the creation of our resource conservation intern position. We opened the position for applications and conducted interviews, and we were able to make a hire over the last several weeks. Our new intern is Zebulon Smoyer. Zeb is a Bellefonte High School graduate, and he's currently an environmental engineering student at Indiana University of Pennsylvania. He does have some experience with post-construction stormwater, and that's the main project we're going to have him working on over the summer. Our E&S staff normally handles terminating our NPDES permits, and due to some other required deadlines, those sometimes get pushed off to the side in favor of some more pressing priorities. So some of these have been accumulating, and we've not been able to get to them. So we're bringing our intern on board this summer to help us deal with that. So Zeb is here with us in the meeting tonight. So I'd like to introduce everybody to Zeb, and Zeb, maybe if you could introduce yourself and tell everybody a little bit about yourself there.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction, Jim. You said kind of what I had written down here.
Okay, sorry about that.
But I am excited to get started working on the termination process of these expired or soon to expire NPDES permits. So I also want to thank you and Mike for taking me around this week out to job sites. I really appreciated that.
Yep, Zeb's first day was actually Monday, so this is his first week. We're getting pretty heavily into the training aspect, and then we're going to transition him to working on some of these permits then.
Question, Jim. Going down
Yes.
Jacksonville Road on the right, there's large steel beams and some kind of a project going on there. Do you know what that is?
Which road was it, Tom?
Going down Jacksonville Road.
Oh, I'm guessing that might be the new local interchange for I-80. Is that, Mike, are you on there? Is that correct? Yeah, Mike may not be there. I haven't been down that way, Tom, so I haven't seen exactly what you're talking about. Is it possible that that's it?
Sorry, Jim,
Mike,
I am here. I was talking and phone was on mute. So everyone
Oh.
must have enjoyed that.
Well, we heard silence.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So that probably is what Jim said. I believe the job trailer sits on the left for PennDOT and the contractor and various inspectors. And then to the right of that would be where the connector is from the 80 interchange to Jacksonville Road. And I was saying it was about 2 or 3 miles east of the existing Bellefonte interchange there.
Does that sound like the spot you're talking about, Tom?
Yeah, it's right across from the old Resides farm, and that makes sense. I forgot all about that project there.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Yep, sure.
Okay, well, welcome aboard, Zeb. Forward to having you around for the summer. I guess the next item of old business is the Conservation Excellence Grant Program.
Yeah, just a real quick update on that, Rob. We decided last month to enter into this grant program through the State Conservation Commission. And I just, we sent in the paperwork. My understanding is that everything's working its way through the SCC, and we're expecting to get our signed delegation back here in a week or so. They said we should expect it by the end of this month. So, and I think our ag staff are working on getting ready to get started on some of the projects that will be funded under that program. So just wanted to give a quick update that's all moving along.
Okay, great. If there are no questions related to the grant, we can move on to the bank credit card process.
Yeah, and Jim and Rob, I would like to talk about this next meeting. I didn't get everything completed for the review process for the staff. So if we can table that until next meeting, that would be great.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yep,
Any
that's
other?
fine.
Go ahead, Jim. Any other?
No, I was gonna
items?
say, that's fine.
Any-
No additional old business.
Okay. And there is, at least on my agenda, no new business listed unless you have something.
No, that's correct. I don't have any items under new business. That's the first time I think I can remember that ever happening, but I don't have anything.
Okay, well, that means we can move on to the staff reports. And Mike, you want to have anything to add to your submitted report?
I don't. Rob? Thanks.
Okay, any questions for Mike on his report, which I think you should have received by email? Hearing none. Dana, you want to go next?
Sure. The only thing I'd like to highlight in my report was that in April, we did receive a importer agreement for the Jim Mathis farm. It's basically a new importer. We review everything that comes along with that and approved the importer balance sheet, the agreement, the maps. And what we do, this is actually considered a nutrient management plan update, not the amendment that the board would approve. So in the case of an update, all we do is send a letter of acknowledgement to the landowner, as well as the planner, letting them know that we received the importer agreement and update and acknowledge it and attach it to the file. So there's no need for board approval, but we do need to let you know. And that is it, unless there's any questions.
Questions for Dana? Okay, hearing none. Chris is not with us tonight.
Yeah, I think he is, Rob.
Oh, he is.
Yep.
Chris, do you have anything to report?
I
Oh,
do have one addition. I do have one addition to my written report. The Dirt Gravel and Low Volume Road Quality Assurance Board meeting is site visits are set for Tuesday, May 18th. So it'll be my plan would be to bring funding recommendations for the board consideration to the next board meeting in June. And that's all I had, Rob.
very good. Any questions for Chris? Hearing none, Chris, sorry, I didn't mean to slight you. I just didn't see you on the mosaic of names and pictures there. So thanks for being here.
Sure. No, not a problem.
Ali, would you like to go next?
Sure. I don't have any additions to my written report, but I do have two opportunities that I would love for anyone on the meeting tonight to share with their colleagues, friends, family, whoever is interested. The first is we are an official partner with the Keystone 10 Million Trees Partnership that is sponsored through the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. And Justin has worked with them in the past. And now we are also, Justin and I are both working with the partnership to get landowners free trees. And as Center County now has priority to receive free trees through our countywide action plan, we have a special opportunity to order free trees before every other county, and the application opens on June 21st. So I submitted the application for the May trees, which just arrived in the beginning of this month, a couple months ago. So these trees will be for fall, but basically free trees are available for any landowner who has a stream running through their property or a natural resource concern that they feel that trees would help to remediate the issue. This is primarily focused towards farmers who have trees, who need trees on streams or hydrographic lines that run through their property. However, they are also expanding the partnership to urban areas, to suburban areas where they don't have a lot of green space to kind of fit in with some of their climate goals. So if you know anybody who's interested, direct us to either Justin or myself. I'm sorry, Justin, to just throw you in there. I don't know if you're still on here. But I've been primarily working with the farmers who are interested. Justin on the watershed side, we had one farmer and Justin had one landowner for our last application. We're hoping to really expand it. So if you know anybody, let us know. They do also offer free tree maintenance supplies if landowners are interested in those as well. And the partnership thinks that this will be the last opportunity, although it is funded through 2025, to receive free maintenance materials as well. So it's a great opportunity to take advantage of if you know someone who is in this situation. The next program is through our PACD non-point source pollution grant that I had submitted in January, and we received $1,200 to put on a workshop. We have set a date for that workshop. It's going to be June 7th from 6 to 8 p.m. Originally, it was going to be a 2-part workshop. However, after speaking with a lot of other organizations, they feel that the Zoom fatigue is getting really burdensome, especially with the nice weather. So we figured it would be nicer to just put it into one workshop. And I can send Brandy and Jim the flyer for the workshop that we just got approval for to share. And all of those opportunities are also on our social media sites if you just want to Facebook message it to someone too.
Is that it, Ali?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Questions for Ali? I have a quick one about the tree program. What are the size of the trees and roughly, a few of the species, more common ones?
Absolutely. Let me actually pull up the list of that we sent to one of the farmers. He's really excited and already has planted a lot of the trees that he came. We initially for this May one, we only were able to receive bare root species. However, we will be able to receive containerized seedlings upcoming. Counties such as Lancaster County are able to order bald and burlap species and some other large stock trees. I don't think we have that opportunity yet, but I think that it might be coming in later years that we would be able to receive larger stock in collaboration with some partners. Jesse, one of our landowners, had a really diverse order and it was really exciting. He's trying to diversify his property. We're able to order for him American chestnut, American hazelnut, American plum, persimmon, red mulberry, sugar maple, and we added in some pawpaws. There's, I think, over 200 tree species on the total list, and we've been sharing with landowners, basically they can create their own shopping cart for trees. We have first priority this time. We weren't able to order the chestnuts, the American chestnuts. They are a hybridized chestnut, we were told. However, hopefully we'll be able to get everything we ask for this next order.
Okay, thanks. Okay, let's see if there aren't any more questions for Ally. Dan, anything to report?
Hi, I do not have any additions to my written report, but I'd be happy to entertain any questions.
Questions for Dan? Hearing none. Brandy, anything additional to report?
Nope, thank you though.
Okay. Julie.
I do. Our deadline for the poster contest is coming up on May 19th. We have not received any entries, but that does not worry me too much. I know I spoke with Center Learning Community Charter School. The lady there, Erica, she stated that she has numerous parents have asked questions. So we will be getting some in from her. And I let her know last year we had a deadline of 5 o'clock. This year, if they come in before midnight, we'll take them. There's just so many people that they're busy between work and the kids at school and everything else going on. I'm not going to put a deadline on it other than at the end on May 19th. Last year, I was looking into this. Our deadline was Friday the 22nd. We did not receive all of them. We received all but 2 right up to the deadline. So they'll probably come straggling in next week on a Tuesday. Last year, we received 10 entries. And also last year, we did up the cash prizes for the students. It was previously first place 25, second 15, third place 10. And then what we did was we were able to pass that motion and move the second place up to $20 and the third place up to 15. So that will carry over this year again. Hopefully we'll get some more entries. Allie was nice enough to share that on social media. I shared it. I'm hoping a lot of people are going on also and remembering that we have some really awesome stuff that Allie's posting on our social media, and take the opportunity to go on, look at it, and share it also with family and friends. Get the word out there. I know I have a couple times, and I've received a lot of compliments about that, about stepping up and going on to social media now. But other than that, it will come in next week. I plan to scan those posters in, make a web page available. If anybody wants to vote on that, I will be sending out a link, and we'll have all next weekend to look at it and to vote on it. I like to get the results back to the students at least by the end of the day on the following Monday. So stay tuned, look for an email. But that's it.
Thanks, Julie.
Sure.
Any questions for Julie?
Julie, do you want me to share again?
So what's that?
Do you want me to share the original post again?
Yeah, absolutely. We can. That'd be great.
Okay, great.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Okay, I don't think I missed anybody except Jim. It's time for your report.
Yep, just a couple quick things tonight. First of all, I wanted to mention, I forgot to mention when we were talking about the seedling sale. I wanted to thank Mike Messina. He was able to come out on Saturday and help us pass out our seedling orders to the customers. So we appreciate his help there. We always get lots of questions on pickup day, and his tree and forestry knowledge was very much appreciated with some of those questions. So thank you, Mike, for helping out. And the other thing I wanted to mention, Very good. The other thing I wanted to mention, the county is starting the early stages of transitioning staff back into the office. So as of, let's see, last week, the buildings are still locked as they have been, but they are now asking that offices be staffed during work hours. So we've slowly started rotating some staff in to be physically in the office. They don't want everybody in there at the same time, but they're asking that we do have a physical presence in the office. That status will go through the end of this month, May, and they're going to re-examine that again. And I would expect they'll probably change that again to have more staff in beyond that. And that's all I had, unless there's any questions. It's been a busy month. We've all been busy doing what we do under our programs, and things have been going well.
Questions for Jim? Okay, thanks, Jim. I guess at this time we can move on to the cooperating agency reports. Amanda, would you like to go first?
Yes, hi. I don't really have anything to add to my report. If anybody has any questions, we're currently working on about 5 contracts in Clinton County and working with the district on, I think, at least one, if I'm correct, Dana, for that. So yeah, we're just at springtime. We're busy heading into construction season. So, but yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask.
Okay, questions for Amanda? Hearing none, I think the only other person left is Jackie.
Good evening, everyone. Nice to join you tonight in your board meeting and the Zoom meeting. The field rep talking points. The very first one there lists a Section 319 grant, but correct me, Jim, if I'm wrong, but Centre County does not have any Section 319 watershed implementation plans. Is that correct?
The Half Moon Creek watershed has a Section 319 plan that is currently being reviewed by the EPA, and that is hopefully set for implementation in October.
Okay, great. Once that is approved, that watershed will be eligible for the Section 319 grants. Having said that, we do have an opportunity right now with Section 319 and Growing Greener. Applications are available during the same time period. And right now they were opened April 22nd and will continue to be open on June 25th. So we have an opportunity for conservation districts, townships, watershed associations, et cetera, to apply for these grants, which will focus on nutrient reductions as well as sediment reductions. Before I move on, I will say that at the North Central region, we did have a conference call with all of our managers and other conservation district staff to talk about options and opportunities using Growing Greener grants. And we invited some of our regional staff to talk about the successes that they've had in implementing these grants. And Dana was part of that panel. Dana talked about the ag planning program that she implements using a Growing Greener grant and how successful it's been. And so I thank Dana for taking the time to join us on that call to share her experiences, her knowledge, and encouragement for other folks to get involved in that as well. So you all should know that that program that Dana implements is very well respected, very well received, and we're hoping that possibly some other districts will kind of use her example and move forward with a similar type of program. Moving on to the bottom of Section 1. Just a reminder that we do have a new manager orientation going on. This will be held on Wednesdays, webinar, virtual format, and we'll go on from May till about September. Lots of good information presented during these orientations. I was able to attend the last one 2 years ago, which was in person. I have no doubt this one, again, virtually, will be just as good. So I know Jim is looking to attend these. Great information. We do have about 5 to 6 new managers throughout the region, the North Central region, and those majority of those folks will be attending this orientation as well. Watershed specialist funding renewal has been sent out. That is due May 31st. The next couple of points are related to Clean Water Academy. Whenever a new staff person comes on board for Chapter 102 or Chapter 105, there's a need to update that information, and that's done via an Attachment B form. That form is no longer available via hard copy. Every update would need to be done online via Clean Water Academy. So those Attachment B forms are available in that system under the data portal category. And since it's a fairly new transition to have this 102, 105 form on Clean Water Academy, they're just asking that all conservation district managers go into Clean Water Academy and put in any 102 and 105 staff participating within these programs, not just new people, but all staff. So that is to be completed by June 30th. And again, just a reminder that it is available, Clean Water Academy. The next couple of points are related specifically to the 102 program. You can make a request for a small group training. You can also make a request for a one-on-one training as well. We do know the 102 program is a very detailed program, and if any new staff do feel they would like some one-on-one or small group training, you can make that request. Again, you would access that form on Clean Water Academy, also found under the data portal category. As we continue here, Chapter 102 continues to have more educational opportunities on Clean Water Academy, and you can see those listed there at the bottom of page 2 and the top of page 3. Next, just a little reminders about holding efficient virtual meetings. As some districts are starting to transition to in-person meetings, still encourage folks to provide some type of virtual option for agencies that are unable to attend, or any board members who may feel more comfortable doing a virtual meeting as well. So just some pointers there to continue with an efficient virtual meeting. Some Chesapeake Bay updates here. There is an updated COVID-19 inspection guidelines, which were sent out. Next point there in the bottom of page 3 talks about summer interns and whether or not they could conduct bay inspections. You can read that information there. It sounds like, based on the information shared tonight, your intern will not be doing ag-related work, but more so NPDES and PCSM type of work. The take-home message here is that interns are not to be conducting ag inspections. They should not be the inspector on record for those ag inspections. They can do some pre-inspection work, such as correspondence, printing out maps, preparing forms, that type of thing. And they can do the same with post-inspection activities as well. Again, they are not to be the inspector on record. They can attend an inspection with another full-time staff person who is qualified. Always good to provide them with that experience. So just some information there to be sure that interns are used appropriately. The rest there you can read on your own, some repeat information from what we've shared prior months. And we have mentioned that state employees are slated to head back to work July 1st. Having said that, I've heard recently that there is a good possibility we will have a phased reopening. So I was looking forward to hitting the road July 1st. I'm really disappointed. They may, stretch it out over a period of a couple weeks before they get everybody back on track. So stay tuned with that. Again, I was hoping to hit the road and see everybody come July again. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case, but we will keep you all informed of that. At this point, I'll take any questions or concerns that anyone might have.
Questions for Jackie? Hearing none. Thanks, Jackie. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you at a face-to-face meeting, whenever that might be. Hopefully within a few months, maybe. And I think that covers everything on the agenda and all the cooperating agencies. Did I miss anyone?
Rob, I just have one thing from Headwaters RC&D, the meetings we've been having.
Yes, Chip. Yeah, Tom, go ahead.
They've got 6 committees. Everybody's going to be on a committee. They're going to have committee training, and we're really trying to get some things rolling. So that's been going good.
Okay. Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome.
Okay, Jim, anything else for the good of the order, or anyone else?
I don't have anything. Nope.
All right, I guess that means we can entertain a motion to adjourn.
Tom, so move.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Alan,
Christina.
second.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 All right, thanks, everybody. We will see you early in June for the next board meeting. Thanks, everybody. Be safe, and we'll see you very soon.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.